This is Duke's Wood, and on a beautiful hot September day such as this is the best place I could be. Well, if I stood in the shade it would be really warm today, and I've returned back to Duke's Wood, the scene of a recent video featuring a leaf miner. We thought we'd got that sorted, but apparently not. Doesn't that look lovely behind me? This is definitely the place to be on a day like this, but it's also the place to be to sort out a little mystery, a mystery involving that. On this leaf of dogwood, which is Cornus sanguinea, is this particular easy to identify mine. So we thought. It depends on the size of this cutout here. I'll put a photo in just to show you. The length of that cutout depends upon what species of caterpillar made it. The moths involved are two moths called Antispila. One is Metallella, which we have identified these mines as being. However, there's always a however. There is another species which in all probability is here. It's the same mine, visually identical, apart from a couple of factors. One is the size or the length of the cutout here. In Antispila metallella, the size of this can be anything from 5.5 up to about 7 mil. Ours have measured between 5.5 and 6.5. The problem being that the other Antispila I mentioned is Antispila petrii. That produces and makes the same kind of mines, but the cutout hole is smaller, between 4 and 5 millimeters. There is another key identifying feature, and that's right at the very start of the mine, when the female moth came along and deposited the egg. In Antispila metallella, the female has a couple of practices in which she pierces the leaf, creating little tiny slits into which she would insert the egg, and they're usually visible as tiny little brown flecks right at the beginning of the mine. Antispila petrii female, she doesn't bother with that. She just goes in and plants an egg there. So my little mission today during a visit here to Duke's Wood is to try and see if indeed both Antispilas are here. With a sneaky feeling that they are, but it needs confirming. Now, unfortunately, we've got quite a bit of noise, background noise, because the Notts Wildlife Trust are cutting the small areas of grassland meadows that are interspersed in amongst the trees here at Duke's Wood. But I have found several more mines. This one was taken off here a couple of minutes ago, but what Nick and Sam and myself did find when we came the other day and discovered metallella was that all the mines were in shade. So at least Antispila metallella females must obviously actively seek out dogwood that is growing in shade, and the mines are usually from sort of around chest height upwards. I've had another one on here that I could only just reach, and they're usually quite well back into the bush at this time of year. They won't be right on the very end of the foliage. If you do go looking for these, look deeper into the bush a little bit more. I think this is going to be a lot more common than what we think. Now, I'm still in the same areas where you just see me, but I've found another 2 mines, one that I've taken off, and then there is this one here, look. This is typically how they are, maybe sometimes a couple of feet in from the edge. Now, all the exit holes by eye look about the same to me, and I can't see the start of the gallery on here, which will be down this end. That might be it just there. On this one, the gallery is still intact. It's just there, and there may well be the signs of the practice slits made by female Metalella just where my nail is, but they need closer examination than what my eyes can give them. Well, I've returned home now with my collection of Antispila mines, and I have sat here and measured them all, and all the exit holes have been measured at their longest point. They are distinctly oval shaped after all, and all of the ones that you can see now all measure between 5.5 and 6.5 millimeters. That makes them too large, at least this selection of leaf mines, too large to be Antispila petrii, and means that, at least what I've found, are all the leaf mines of Antispila metallella. Well, it would have been nice to have found the leaf mine, a definitive textbook leaf mine of Antispila petrii, but no such joy for me, I'm afraid. The search goes on, but the species has been accepted as being present at Dukeswood by the county recorder. So, only a couple of days ago, I was doing the video celebrating the fact that Nottinghamshire had 1 new moth, 1 new Antispila. It's now got 2 for the price of 1 almost. However, the search for Antispila petrii goes on, at least for me.